It's 5:45 in the morning. I'm at Nashville International Airport. So, why not do a Wallpaper 4? Welcome back to my channel. 4 teams, 4 players. Today we got one of those groups that covers a pretty ridiculous amount of sports history. Harry York for the Blues, Jermaine O'Neal for the Warriors, Roberto Osuna for the Astros, and Rico Dowdle for the Panthers. We're starting in St. Louis in 1996. And Harry York is one of those players where his path to the NHL might be more interesting than the length of the NHL career itself. He's undrafted. He'd been the MVP and leading scorer of the Alberta Junior Hockey League. Then he put up 83 points with the Nashville Knights in the ECHL. That finally got the Blues interested enough, and York worked his way to St. Louis for the 96-97 season. And he was pretty useful immediately. 74 games as a rookie, 14 goals, 18 assists, 32 points. Not superstar numbers, no. But for an undrafted guy who basically forced the NHL to notice him, that's a pretty good arrival. Now his big signature moment came down to November 21st, 1996 against Phoenix. The Blues are down 3-2 late. Brett Hull scores with 6.3 seconds left, and that forces overtime. 57 seconds into free hockey, Harry York scores. Second goal of the night. St. Louis wins 4-3, and for one night, the undrafted rookie is the guy who finishes what Brett Hull started. York ended up playing 132 games for the Blues, 18 goals, 42 points. After St. Louis, he bounced through the Rangers, Penguins, and Canucks, finishing with 244 NHL games and 75 points. Wasn't what you'd term a long NHL career, but if you make the league without getting drafted, then score an overtime winner after Brett Hull saves the game with 6 seconds remaining, well, you've got yourself a story. Now we jump forward about 18 years, and this one's the opposite career. Jermaine O'Neal had already done basically everything by the time Golden State got to him. He was straight out of high school, first round pick in 1996. Eventually, he became a star in Indiana, so by the time he became a Warrior in 2013, he was at the back end of an 18-season career, and that makes his Warrior season kind of fun. I don't speak that language. Because he wasn't there to become Jermaine O'Neal. He'd already been Jermaine O'Neal. Golden State needed an old center, check, who could give him good minutes, rebound, defend the rim, check, and occasionally remind everybody there was once a stretch where this dude was one of the better big men in basketball. February 22nd, 2014 against Brooklyn, reminder delivered. O'Neal started, played 34 minutes, goes 10 for 13, scored 23, grabbed 13 boards. Golden State beat Brooklyn 93-86, and Jermaine leads the Warriors in scoring and rebounding. There's another O'Neal moment from that season I gotta mention because it's a little funnier. April 1st in Dallas, O'Neal had 20 points and 8 rebounds. In overtime, he blocked Monte Ellis with the game tied. Steph Curry goes the other way and hits the game winner. That's a great veteran defensive play, right? Except, wait a second. The next day, the NBA said, yeah, sorry, that was goaltending. But counted anyways. Warriors won 122-120. Sorry, Dallas. That season turned out to be O'Neal's final NBA season, and that's a pretty good way to go out. Now to 2019, Roberto Osuna. Osuna's Astros tenure wasn't very long, but on the field, his 2019 season was straightforward. Houston gave him the 9th inning, and he closed games. A lot of them. Osuna, hello Natalia. Osuna appeared in 66 games through 65 innings, struck out 73, walked a dozen, and finished with a 2.63 earned run average. And he recorded 38 saves. That's the biggest number in the American League that season. Very good, Natalia. How are you? There was also a stretch where he converted 25 consecutive save opportunities. He set an Astros club record at the time. Number 25 came May 24th against Boston when he struck out Jackie Bradley Jr. to finish a 4-3 win. And by September, Houston was headed towards 107 wins.
Passengers carrying firearms through a TSA screening checkpoint at an airport is prohibited by federal law and regulations.
Don't want
Please
that.
remember to check carry-on baggage for firearms before entering the screening checkpoint.
I did.
Thank you, and safe travels.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Houston was heading towards 107 wins, and on September 28th against the Angels, Osuna got Jared Walsh to fly out for save number 38. That basically put a bow on its regular season. AL saves leader for a team that won 107 games and went back to the World Series again. And because baseball enjoys comedy, Osuna also technically got the win in Game 6 of the ALCS after giving up a game-tying homer to DJ LeMahieu in the 9th. Then Jose Altuve hit the pennant-winning homer off Aroldis Chapman. Pitcher wins, they're weird. Osuna's major league career ended after a short, injury-riddled 2020 season, so almost all of his Houston run is packed into that one 2019 run. And finally, moving on to Rico Dowdle. This one's fresh enough, Panthers fans probably don't need much help remembering. Dowdle already rushed for 1,079 yards with Dallas in 2024. Then Carolina signed him to a one-year deal in 2025 to work alongside Chuba Hubbard. Then October 5th happened. Miami comes to Charlotte. Charlotte falls behind Carolina, falls behind 17-0. And Rico Dowdle just starts running through and over people. 23 carries, 206 yards. 9 yards a carry. Touchdown. His longest run goes for 53, and Carolina comes all the way back to win 27-24. Dowdle finishes only 4 yards short of D'Angelo Williams' Panthers single-game rushing record. And he followed it up the next week against Dallas, his old team, with another 183 rushing yards and 239 scrimmage yards. 2 games, 389 rushing yards. So apparently Dallas had been warned beforehand to buckle up. Afterward, Dowdle's assessment was simple. They weren't buckled up. He finished his one Panthers season with 1,076 rushing yards, 6 rushing touchdowns, plus 297 receiving yards. This offseason, he signed a 2-year deal with Pittsburgh. So Rico Dowdle's Carolina chapter lasted 1 year. But 206 against Miami, 183 against Dallas, back-to-back wins, and one of the best 2-game rushing stretches anybody's ever had in a Panthers uniform. And that'll get you onto the wall. And that's Wallpaper 4, August 21st, 2026. Harry York, Jermaine O'Neal, Roberto Osuna, Rico Dowdle. 4 careers that really don't have very much in common. Undrafted hockey rookie, aging NBA star, major league closer, late-blooming NFL running back. And honestly, that's entirely the whole point of this series. And I'm Kevin. Thanks for watching, and thanks for your comments. Natalia,